What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I don't know where this video is going to fall into the place of videos that I'll be uploading here shortly, but I just wanted to give you guys an update on the RV. I'm sorry if there's air conditioner blowing in the speaker. Let me raise that up, turn it to the side. So basically put together 3 or 4 videos at the same time right now. I have been rushed to get my camper ready for a camping trip, so I have not been recording or doing videos on anything. I'll go down a short list of things that I've done to the camper that I wish I could have gotten videos done on, and if anybody wants to see or know more details about it, please comment. But I will go over all of these things that I'm about to mention one by one. And if you want to know more, let me know, and I can do a whole video maybe on why I did it, why I chose a certain product, or etc. All right, so this is just going to be kind of a talking video. The first thing I did was new tires on the camper, and I greased the bearings. I'm glad I took a look at all that stuff before taking it down the road. The tires that were on there, they were in good shape. However, they hit that 5-year mark, and you know what that means on a camper tire. It's time for some new ones. I went with Saloons. That's what was on there. They're actually kind of a commercial truck, semi-truck trailer tire after doing some research, and they are thick. I think they're 16 ply on 17.5-inch wheels, and I think they make a 16-inch wheel model of this tire, so I cannot recommend them enough. They're thick, they're well made, and the manufacturer warranties them for 8 years. And let me tell you, on top of all that, the price, they were like $214 a piece on Amazon. And if, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I didn't really look at them because I was pretty much set on getting what was already on the camper. But I'm pretty sure like the Goodyear Endurance's 16 ply tires, you know, same weight rating of these Saloons, were like $400 and something a piece. So bang for your buck, the Saloons, they're awesome. The ones that were on there, I think, had about 20 to 30,000 miles on them. You could barely see anywhere on them, and they were they looked like they could have gone longer, but I wasn't going to chance it. They do have I do run 115 psi in these tires, and I don't want to chance one blowing out and tearing up stuff underneath the camper, hence the 5-year rule. But anyway, that was the first thing that I have done. The wheel bearings. So I guess, I don't know if the previous owners didn't grease them correctly or didn't know how the Dexter Speed Lube or whatever it's called works, but I am very glad that I looked into that. All the grease, and I can throw some pictures up here on the screen, all the grease that came out was completely burnt. It was runny. It doesn't look like it had ever been fully changed over or changed through how it was supposed to be on the axles. Maybe the previous owners were hooking up to the grease zerk and just pumping until they saw some old grease come out the front. I'm not sure. But anyways, each wheel bearing on the trailer did take a whole tube of grease in order to get that fresh grease to be popping out on our side. You know, it pushes all the old grease out and pushes the fresh grease through, and then when you're done greasing it, you'll see that the fresh grease is coming out the front. That's what you want to see. That took forever, and I will be getting me an automatic battery-powered grease gun because, good grief, my hand started locking up, pumping one whole tube per bearing. It was god-awful. Let's see here. So, tires, greasing the bearings. Another thing I did was I replaced the pigtail on the front of the trailer. That's pretty easy. Everything's color-coded. I installed my Halo View setup, which I'm doing a whole video on. And the big thing that I did was reseal with Dicor all of my roof components. I resealed everything. It took me, I think, almost 20 tubes total. I wanted it on there thick, and I'll tell you why. I was prepping for a full roof coating because I had some rot in an air conditioner, which I didn't do a video on, but it took us 12 hours. I can throw some pictures of that up right now. So you'll see this rot that I had from a faulty seal, which I'll show right now. Sorry, these are just video cues for me to put the pictures in. But basically, me and my father, we cut out this probably 4 by 5 foot piece of rot and put down new stuff. I'll throw some pictures up so you guys can see kind of the repair process. I wish I had done a video on it, but I just didn't have the time. I was on the roof for 14 hours. My dad was up there with me for 12 hours getting this done. But basically, the old seal on the air conditioner, I'll show right now. It wasn't holding up. It was a aftermarket seal. I guess it had leaked, and then the previous owners had it repaired by a mobile RV tech, and that mobile RV tech didn't put a filter on it that was meant for that particular, not filter, a gasket that was meant for that particular air conditioner. So what happened was, over time, that air conditioner seal, I guess about, year or two, it had collapsed and made dents, and then water started getting back into the roof. So when they had the repair done, it may not have been this rotten, but it was pretty bad, and what you just saw. All right, so since all that happened, I said, no, I'm not messing with my roof at all anymore. I want it to be one and done, and I don't ever want to worry about a leak, rotten wood, or anything ever again. So, like I said, I got about 20 tubes of Dicor, resealed real heavily every seal on the roof. I'll throw some pictures up now. And I went through and I resealed all of these seams around the skylight, the vents for the black and gray tanks, everything. Front, rear cap. The front rear cap, I didn't use self-leveling stuff. I used the, I don't remember what it's called, but it is Dicor, and it kind of just sits there. It's not, excuse me, it's not really anything special. I just kind of spread it out to make it kind of look better with like a spatula, but ended up drying and created a good seal over my front and rear cap. Now, the product that I used to coat my roof after scrubbing it, by the way, you have to clean and prep really, really well. And this was an all-day job for me as well. I was on the roof in the morning doing this coating from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and that doesn't include the wash I gave it the day before and etc. So it did take forever, but I think I won't ever have to worry about it. Let me explain this stuff to you. So I was going to get Tropicool because they have it in gray from the Home Depot. That is what I wanted to use. I purchased it. It was shipped to the Home Depot, and what do you know? The Home Depot suppliers or whatever, they sent white to the store, even though clearly on my order it said gray. Anyway, I was in a time crunch because I wanted to have it done before I went on my camping trip last week, and so I reordered it from the Home Depot. They said it'll be here Friday. I said, cool. So, long story short, no shipment updated, and it was like 2 weeks out. And I said, no, I'm going to go ahead and cancel this. So I did. I canceled it, which, by the way, the Home Depot sucks, okay? When I canceled the order, since I paid with my debit card, I had to drive an hour to the nearest Home Depot since I reordered in store. I had to drive an hour to the nearest Home Depot that Home Depot that reordered, to put my debit card in and get my money back. They couldn't just refund me, so that kind of rubbed me wrong. I will never do big business with the Home Depot ever again. Lowe's is the way to go as of now. But basically, that didn't work out, so I canceled it. So I just got on Amazon, and I wanted a gray roof coating because white would not look good on top of my camper. It just wouldn't. So there's not a lot of options out there for gray. Anyways, I ran across this stuff on Amazon. I'll picture it in the screen right now because I have forgotten what it was called. And it went on so good. And it was actually cheaper for me to use this stuff than the Tropicool, because in the gray, Tropicool doesn't come in 1 gallon. It comes in only 5 gallon or 4.75. So I was able to get 5 gallons of this stuff off Amazon plus 1 additional gallon, which gave me enough to coat my fifth wheel roof twice, and also gave me a usable 1 gallon container to do all the trim and stuff with. So that was really nice. Anyway, this stuff went on thick. It's self-leveled. It I'll throw some pictures up of the roof right now, and you can see just how pretty it looks. I think I have some before and afters. Anyways, the night before I did that whole roof shebang, I cleaned the roof that day, and then I had a friend come over and we lifted all 3 ACs up, painted under the ACs, and I even painted this stuff under where the seals sit, because I figured this stuff is silicone and it'll just stick to the seals and it will, you know, keep water out, whatever, even better than the seals would. So we lifted all 3 ACs up, put 2 brand new seals on the front 2, because the rear one, me and my dad put a new seal on. So that was fun. That took about 4 or 5 hours, because we had to unwire the front 2 ACs and wire them all back up, etc. Anyway, I'll show this picture one more time of this roof. It ended up being absolutely just perfect and beautiful, and in fact it worked so good that water wasn't even going into my gutters anymore. It was hopping the gutters coming off the air conditioner. So what I had to do was I just took some flex glue. It's white, it's kind of ugly, but I made a couple beads where the water mainly comes off the air conditioner, and made little bitty pathways for the water to go through. That way it would slow the water down and it would actually go on my gutter instead of just shooting right off. So it is a whole silicone roof coat. I did not want to do a rubber one, and I'm extremely happy with it, guys. Like, I can't argue enough about this product. I haven't used it really long enough to or it hasn't been on there really long enough for me to say, hey, this is a great product, go buy it. But I will say, when it comes to the installation and putting it down with a brush roller and with a paintbrush, it was perfect. It was perfect. It was water ready, probably in about 20 minutes, but I was giving it an hour before I ran my air conditioners after install. So it was great stuff. Like I said, I've already showed you a picture of what it was, and it was great. Let's see, that was a job. So if you're gonna do it yourself, just remember that it was a freaking job. Let's see, what else did I do to the camper? Did some modifications in my storage compartment, and I got all new totes, got organized, you know, the whole nine. I put my lights in, or I fixed the light on the rear, put all new seals on the top marker lights. I mean, I've been working on this thing like crazy, so I really am sorry that I haven't been posting these videos, but I was in a time crunch. I had basically 2 weeks to get everything ready on this thing, because my parents hit me with a, hey, let's go camping. And I said, oh, okay, let's do it. And my personality, I had to have it done before I went. So anyways, this is a short video. Thanks for hanging out with me while I'm driving back from Columbia. I'm gonna go back to the camper here. I got a bunch of stuff in the back here that I'm gonna do a couple videos on, and hopefully I see y'all on them. Anyways, Big Country out.